भद्रं कर्णैभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Let us now pray together. We offer our salutations to the all-loving being who endows all beings with consciousness. We meditate on the Lord, who is the origin of the universe. Lord, Thou abidest in all. Thou art all. Thou assumest all forms. Thou art the origin and goal of all. Thou art the self of all. Thou art existence, knowledge and bliss. Salutations unto Thee. May the world be peaceful. May the wicked become gentle. May all creatures think of mutual welfare. May their minds be occupied with what is spiritual and abiding. May our hearts be immersed in selfless love for the Lord. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Today is the birthday of Lord Rama, one of the most popular, well-known incarnation of God, worshipped all over India and other places as well. So today, therefore, we shall see Rama as the God and as appearing amongst us as a human being. It is a somewhat intricate, difficult topic to fathom rationally as to how it happens. But nevertheless, whether we can explain it rationally or not, it is a fact that is seen historically. So, as per the tradition, let us chant the name of Rama, victory to Rama, for a minute or so before getting into the discourse. So please join, repeat after me. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. 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 This idea that God comes to us to teach us, to tell us about what is our goal as human beings and show how we can reach it. For that, God assumes a human form. In all appearance, he is a human being. Looks like a human being, is born, grows, and gets married and so forth. But yet, in and through all that, we find some very different characteristic. Suppose you have a common flower and then an exactly similar looking flower made of, say, gold. Now, they are to look, both are flowers, but then their inner characteristics are different. So, there is this human being, but yet there is the divine inner characteristic to it. And therefore that person can teach us how to become God. That is how, as the saying goes, God becomes man, so that man may become God. It is, we want to realize our divinity. We are intrinsically divine, and the goal is to reach that divinity, experience that divinity, because that will bring the ultimate peace and bliss in our life. That is why that is the goal. Now, to show that that is the goal and also the path, it is that God assumes a human form, comes amongst us, looks like us, so that we can learn. And yet there is tremendous difference. When you penetrate that life, one can see the difference, one can see the divinity, or as Swami Vivekananda presents, that their life actually goes far beyond whatever we can imagine as God. That a real human being present amongst us goes far beyond what one can just keep on imagining about God. So that is the beauty of it. And about Rama, therefore, this question arises that is he man, is he God? What is that? Let me begin with a story. Ramayana has been that life of Rama. It gets called in Sanskrit as Ramayana, which from one meaning it means that it is the path that Rama walked on. This is how Rama lived, so that we can follow that. So the oldest and they most close to history is the Ramayana written by a great sage Valmiki. Now, this story about this sage Valmiki, he was not a sage, nowhere close to begin with. He was a robber, staying right near a pathway where people would travel on, and thus he would rob them, not only just take away all their possessions, but would kill them also. So that was how his life was. And he thought that he is very successful in his business. He had his family and all that. So he was doing his business very well. One day it so happened that a sage, his name was Narada, was walking on that road. He was going along, and then this robber attacked him, and then was snatching away. Now this sage, he was an all-renouncing sage, nothing much there to snatch, and he was going to kill. So Narada said, just wait a second. It is, you know how many sins you have committed, how much sins, how much bad karma have you collected by doing this for so many years. It is, one anecdote about it says that he had some big barrels there, and after killing one, he would put a pebble in that barrel. And so many such barrels were filled with pebbles. So many people he had killed. So he said, well, do you know what are you doing it for? He said, well, I have my family to support. I have my old parents, my wife, my children, and to support them I do all this. So do you think that they will also partake of your sins? Will they be also taking a share in your all these evil deeds that you are doing, your bad karma that you are accumulating? And he said, well, sure. They are enjoying the results of what I do, and they are very loyal to me. They love me, and thus they will surely agree to partake all this. Narada said, well, I won't run away. If you don't believe me, tie me to a tree there. Go and ask your family members, and if they are going to be a part, taking a part of your sin as well, then you can kill me. Now he goes to his father. Father, you know how I earn the livelihood? Father said, well, I don't know. It is your job to, support us. We are old. We supported you in your childhood. Now it is the payback time. You have to support us. So it is, I don't know how you earn money. I am a robber. I kill people. I snatch all their money and other belongings, and that is how I support. You fellow, I am ashamed of having ever given birth to a son like you. Awake with you, no. But will you be, of course, I am sure, take some part of the sin? Absolutely not. What do you mean? You do all those bad things and you want me to take part of that sin? No, absolutely not. He asked his very dear mother, will you? Mother also flatly refused. Children also flatly refused. No, no, we are your children. How do we know what you do to earn money? It is. And then he, as a last resort, he was very sure at least his wife will support him. It is. And she also, when refused and scolded him for doing such thing, wrong things, it is. He came back completely crestfallen. And now, what is to be done? He fell at the feet of the sage and then asked, is there a way out? There is way out for everything. Yeah, wherever we are, we can start becoming a better person by doing the right things. It is the wrong things that we do that make me wrong. If I start doing the right things, I will be a good man. It is not that man good or bad. If I do bad things, I am a bad man. If I do good things, I am a good man. So it is starting to do good things. That's it, it is in Bhagavad Gita, there is the great assurance Lord Krishna gives that look, if a man who might have committed the vilest of the sins and yet he becomes a devotee, then he should be considered a saintly person. He should be considered a saint, and that person should not be judged by what he used to do, but what is he doing now? So that is, like if you keep some poison in a cup, now you will call that a cup of poison. But you wash, clean nicely, and then keep, say, pudding in it. Now it becomes the cup of pudding. And you don't call it now cup of poison, looking at, hey, there used to be poison kept there. No. It is similarly, everybody has the chance of transformation, and as the story goes, to make the long story short, this man practiced tremendous austerities. His name, before he changed his ways to good behavior, was Ratnakar. And then what happened was he sat repeating the name of the Lord. He was given the mantra. The mantra is given according to the constitution, as they say. So he was certainly not at that time able to utter the word Rama, never thought of such thing. So, but his teacher, this Narada, told him, repeat Mara. Mara means it has connection with killing, and that he was used to. So that was easier for him to repeat, that was what he had been doing whole life. So he said, okay, keep on repeating Mara. But then what happens? Mara, 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 Maram. So it became Ram, 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 Ram. And then he sat there, not caring for anything, sat still for years. So much so that those ants, they built their, what is it called, an anthill around him. And again when he was, this sage Narada was going on that road, he heard from an anthill the sound, Rama, Rama, Rama. He knew what has happened. He then removed that anthill, took him out, said, from now your name will be Valmiki. You are a sage now. It is, Valmiki means that the earth, that anthill gets called, the name in Sanskrit is Valmik. So the one who stayed in that Valmik is Valmiki. So that is how his name became Valmiki. And then he asked Narada, now what should I do? There was some more one, I am just moving fast forward, but then he asked that, can you tell me a man who is perfect in all respects? I want to write the life in poetry of such a person who is, according to you, the, uh, the best in every way, is the ideal for all human beings. Can you tell me the life of such a person? Is such a person there? And who is he? And can you tell me about him? And thus Narada told him the life in short of Rama. And it is, he asked him, what I want, to know about the person who amongst men is self-restrained, who has conquered anger, who is endowed with brilliance and free from envy. This is the translation from that Valmiki Ramayana. Who is that when excited to wrath, even the devas are afraid of, let alone ordinary foes? Oh, great sage, I intend to hear about such a man whom you are able to please. Indeed, great is my curiosity. And then the reply came, people have heard his name as Rama, who was born in the race of King Ikshwaku, having a very steady nature, possessing incomprehensible prowess, self-effulgent, self-commanding, and subjecting senses under his control. He, Sri Rama, is a great intellectual, adherent to rules, eloquent, handsome, destroyer of sins, broad-shouldered, strong-armed, having cone-shaped neck and prominent cheeks, possessing a broad chest. This is to give the human figure, so you can draw a portrait in your mind with these descriptions. But these psychological qualities, they are more important here. He is pious, firm in his vows. He is ever intent on doing good to his subjects. He is illustrious, wise, and pure at heart. He is obedient to elders and ever meditating on the means of protecting those who take refuge in him, auspicious like Brahma and the Creator God. Sri Rama is the sustainer of this world, destroyer of enemies and protector of all living beings, and of the protector of the moral code. He has performed the duties of a king and protected his subjects. Knowledgeable in the true nature of the Vedas, he is accomplished in military science. Sri Rama knows the true meaning of all scriptures and has a retentive memory. He is talented, possessing a brightness of conception. He is beloved and well disposed towards all people. He has an unperturbed mind even in times of extreme grief, and is circumspect in doing right things at the right time. Sri Rama, like sea to rivers, is accessible to men of virtue and has equal disposition towards all. He always has a pleasing appearance. So, Rama bestowed with all virtues, enhanced the joy of Kausalya, the mother's name, Rama's mother's name. So he gave such brief description, and thus Valmiki wrote this biography, that this is the Rama's biography. It is a biography of a human being, and yet it is divine. Means by meditating on that, by listening to those stories, gradually our mind turns towards the God that appeared in flesh and blood. It is very proper. I mean, this is expected question from the intellectuals, not only of our modern times, but even the ancient times, that how can the all-pervading infinite God be captured in just a small human shape? Sounds unreasonable. But, well, that is a fact. If your reason cannot account for it, you have to expand your reason. After all, reason is there that acts on the fact, and thus you make the rules. It is, see this, that how the God comes as man. Like they say that we have heard of one Rama. That was he was a great man, no doubt. But great man doesn't mean God, you know. He was a very brave warrior and was son to King Dasharatha in Ayodhya, and because some dispute, his stepmother sent him away to forest, and then his wife was abducted by a demon Ravana, and so Rama got upset and thus went and killed Ravana. That Rama we know. But how do you equate it to God? That beats me. It is, I understand that he was a great warrior, he might have been a wonderful administrator, he might have some very good virtues in life. He was a good, great man, agreed. But how does that mean that he was God? And then the answer goes that, well, you know, that very Rama, it is said that that very Rama, who was son of the king Dasharatha, is also the Rama who resides in every being as their self. And that very Rama is in the whole universe, spread in the whole universe. And that Rama transcends this universe as well. This is described by those who understand, those who have penetration into this. They understand as a seamless process, that there is no contradiction between a human appearance and the divine nature. It is quite clear to them. It is, they say, well, if that is God, God is all powerful. So why are you not able to understand that God can take human form also? You agree that God is omnipotent, can do anything. Then why are you removing this part, that you are putting a restriction on God, that God cannot appear in human form? It is, you are putting a restriction on the omnipotence of God. So therefore God can appear in, there is no contradiction in that. God as a human being and God as transcending the human being, both are fine. It is, therefore we have to understand this, that all these qualities come one of the aspects of the birth of these incarnations of God is, although they have parents, they have a date of birth, they have parents, but their birth is immaculate. It has happened without the sexual contact of between the parents. So this has been presented in the case of Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Sri Rama, Krishna. All of these you will see, this is told in the case of Jesus as well, that it was an immaculate birth. Again, these students of biology and all that, they would question, how is it possible? Well, how do you know it is not possible? It is, you might not have seen it happening, that is understandable, but you don't have the right to say that it is impossible. It is, why not possible? You do not know the process, that's all. It is, you know the birth by only a familiar process. But can you rule out all other processes? No, you cannot. So therefore, there is this immaculate birth. And also, you see that they are free from all types of getting involved actually in the world. They are acting in the world. Therefore, it is said that it is like playing, on the stage. Somebody is acting in the stage. So there is a drama, there is a script, and then the actor, whatever that actor's real name is, that the name in the script is being assumed for that purpose. Yes, I am Othello. So for that play, that person, John Smith, say actually John Smith becomes Othello. So shows exactly according to the script what Othello should be doing, but is quite aware, fully aware, that I am actually John Smith. I am not Othello at all. So this person is like acting like human being, but actually inside fully aware that I am divine. People cannot grasp it. Once people start grasping it, then the play is over, the play is not necessary. If the people start saying on the play, the Othello play is going on, and hey, he is John Smith, we know him. Hey John, how are you doing? And then the play will be all spoiled. So commonly people don't recognize that there is this divine, but then gradually they start understanding. Only the great sages who have tremendous penetration in understanding these things, they know. And so I am going to now tell you another incident, another story. This comes from another version of this life of Rama written by Tulsidas, which is a very popular one. So it is, this is after the birth of Rama, many things happened, and as I was telling, that incident when he was just about to be crowned as the crown prince, right at that time, his stepmother, she does some conspiracy and then makes her husband, Rama's dad, to banish him to forest for 14 years and give the kingdom to her son, Bharata. So, due to certain circumstances, that was done. And Rama accepted it happily, saying that, well, that will give me a nice time, Imagine, Rama that was going to be crowned next morning, and at that night he gets a call, and he tells his wife Sita, maybe tomorrow there are many rituals going to happen to instruct on those that father must have called. And then there he learns that he not only will not be crowned tomorrow, his younger stepbrother will be crowned. Not only that, he is banished from this palatial living to 14 years of forest life. Not just going for camping for 2 days. That's all right, many go, okay, let us go for camping. So take a camping kit, go there for 2 days, and then, oh, I have to now go and check my email, so come back, you see. So that is not, it is 14 years of stay in forest, observing all the rules associated with it. That is how they had to go. So Rama, Lakshman and Sita. Lakshman was his younger brother, who was very close to him. He could not think of, staying without Rama. So he decided to accompany. Also, his wife, his consort, she also declared that, no, I too am coming with you. And so threesome went. As they went to forest, there was a hermitage of this sage Valmiki. Now, as they approach, Valmiki immediately recognized, who is he? This is Rama, God appearing in human form. And then Rama asks him the question, after saluting the sage, that, we have come here in the forest. Now, you have been a regular person staying in the forest. So can you tell us a suitable place where we can make a small hut and then stay there? And Valmiki wanted to have a little fun. He knew that here is the God appearing as human being. So he says, you ask me where should I take up my residence, but I ask you with diffidence. Tell me first the place where you are not. Tell me the place where you are not. Then alone can I show you a suitable place. If you are everywhere, how can I show you a place to live? You live everywhere. So how can I tell you the place to live? And then Rama kept on smiling as if telling, oh, keep, that secret with you right now. Don't just open it for everybody to. So just tell. And so then Valmiki tells, okay, I will tell you the place to stay in. But listen, this is the nice place to stay. And that description goes on and on for quite some time. For more than a full page, that where should he live? I am just quoting only a small part of it, that the places where you should abide with Sita and Lakshmana are such. The heart of those whose ears are like ocean, constantly replenished with a number of lovely streams in the shape of your stories, but no surfeit, shall be your charming abode. Just as the mythical bird Chataka, who always longs to see the rain clouds, disdaining all big rivers, oceans and lakes, and prefers only drops of rain clouds. Similarly, those whose eyes are always laying for your beautiful vision disdain all worldly comforts, and always lay for a glimpse of your beauty in their hearts. That is a comfortable place for you to live in. Also, O Rama, abide in mind uh, those whose nose devoutly inhales every day the fragrance of sacred and lovely offerings in the shape of flowers, sandal paste, etc., made to their Lord, who eat only that which has been offered to you, and put on clothes and ornaments first dedicated to you, whose heads bow down most submissively and lovingly at the sight of God or Guru, that is preceptor, uh, whose hands adore the uh, feet of Rama, feet of Lord every day, who cherish in their heart the faith in Rama and none else, and whose feet take them to the holy sacred places. O Rama, those are the nice places for you to stay, hearts of these places. So, where is God to be found? In the hearts of the devotees. And devotees means not just putting a label, I am a devotee, having that immense love for Lord, having a constant thought of God and nothing else. So that is the idea, meaning of a devotee. So, and then this went on and on. Those whose life is full of restraint as to the worldly objects, but very eager to listen about you, absorb your stories. Okay, Rama, their hearts are the best places for you. Those who aspire nothing in this world and always are looking for the knowledge divine, their hearts are a very good place for you to stay, O Rama. So no, this is all Rama the God. Valmiki is not mentioning an actual physical place for Rama, Lakshman, Sita to stay. Just this, oh, first thing, you are everywhere. And then, as God, what is the best place for you to stay but the hearts of such devotees? And then, with a twinkle in his eyes, he says, okay, for now, you, Lakshmana and Sita, you go to a place there nearby, Chitrakoot it is called, and then there Chitrakoot is then the description of that Chitrakoot follows. So here in Chitrakoot, you will be able to have a comfortable stay and go and stay there. So that is what is, the Rama as a human being. But the sages see that it is God in human form. And thus when we understand this, accept this idea and start, thinking about it, meditating about it, what happens is that divinity in all of us, that Rama in all beings, in us too, he is in all beings, means is in me, in you, in everyone. So that gets awakened. And thus our life starts becoming divine, from human to divine, just as you see that Rama, it is reverse, divine to human. This is from human to divine. It is told, another very nice story is told about it, that look, it is the devotees, they all want to meet God. And so one of their representatives, they elected a representative to discuss God about how this can be done. So this representative was a very intelligent man. So he asked, Lord, how should we be meeting you? The Lord said, well, there is the spiritual practice you do, all the paths of yoga are there, you practice all that, and then gradually you will climb. There is this path of yoga, this staircase, climb that staircase, and then you can all reach me by that. And this representative said, oh, Lord, what you say may be right, but look, this staircase of yoga is so narrow. And we millions of people are here. All of us to go up on these difficult stairs, isn't it tedious? And how long will it take? With a kind of very stony face, God said, well, but that is the procedure. What can I do? Let it take time. It is, I don't care. Well, Lord, you should not be saying that I don't care. It is, if there is an easier way to meet everybody, and can you do that? I don't know any easier way. What do you mean? If I suggest, will you accept? The Lord thought and said to me, well, if it is right, I will surely accept. Although, God, I am not completely averse of reasoning, So it is, you can tell what is the path. See, Lord, this staircase by which so many can go up, the same staircase can be used to come down as well. So instead of all of us going up to meet you, why don't you come down a few steps to meet us? And Lord thought that, well, that seems to be a rational solution. And so he agreed to this entreaty of the devotee and thus comes down. That is the literal meaning of this word avatara, means coming down. From his divine abode, coming on the plane of humanity, so that now humanity can become one with God. So today, let us think of this great advent of Lord Rama, the divine assuming human form, and then we will conclude today's talk with again chanting the name of Rama. Please repeat after me. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Prabhu Shri Ramachandra. So today we won't have question answers because after the Arati there is the chant of the 108 names of Rama. It's a beautiful chant called Rama Nama Sankirtanam. So after Arati we will have that, and while Vishwanath will be doing his offertory, I will read the announcements for upcoming programs. coming Sunday, April 1st. I am not fooling you. Huh? It is just, yeah. It is some time back, a lady told a story, a real story. Uh, she every day would, in message, this is long back when people had to pay toll, actually in cash. So it is. Mm, uh, she used to pay toll those days every day to go to her work, 45 cents. 45 cents. And so would keep the cash ready, give the cash and go. Now, one day it so happened that as she had those 45 cents and then she was ready to give, by that time, since she was every day over, that man on the counter there had become quite friendly with her. So, as she was about to give, he said, $1.05. Yes, I don't have right now in my, yesterday I gave 45, you didn't say anything. Now you are demanding $1.05. It is dollar. Well, okay. Wait, I will have to take it out of my pocket book, but there is a long line behind me. So they all have to wait for me. So wait. And as she was looking in her pocket book, this man comes out and then gives her a hug, says, April Fool. So it is. So I am not doing like that. This is also the Easter Sunday. So the talk will be about Easter, and that the title is Breaking the Bondage of Flesh. Other programs during the week, the Tuesday and Friday Vedanta classes in the evening will go on as usual. Tuesdays, the topic is Sri Rama Krishna and his divine play. Fridays, the topic is Jnana Yoga, the yoga of discernment. Every day there is the morning, evening meditations. You are all welcome to join those as well. And then there is a spiritual retreat coming up on April 28th, Saturday, April 28th. It is a day-long retreat. So for that, one has to register. Swami Sarvapriyananda from the New York Center will be giving this retreat. He is a very well-known speaker, a wonderful teacher, and you can register as soon as possible, because I saw the other day that the retreat is getting filled rather quickly. So once the seats are filled, then we will have to stop registration. So therefore, please try to register as soon as possible. Now we will have Arati, and after Arati, there will be the Ram Nam Sankirtanam. Huh? Oh, closing prayers. Okay, yeah. Thank you for reminding. Yeah, let us do the closing prayers, because we are not closing so quickly today. So, may the Divine, who is Father in heaven of the Christians, Holy One of the Jewish faith, Allah of the Muslims, Buddha of the Buddhists, Tao of the Taoists, Great Spirit of the Native Americans, Ahur Mazda of the Zoroastrians, and Brahman of the Hindus, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May the all-loving being manifest himself unto us and grant us abiding understanding and all-consuming divine love. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.